Would you like to learn about a Solana-based launchpad that is likely to deliver 100x potential for investors? Also, would you love to know what is happening with Bitcoin, and is this the last chance to be able to obtain some of these hot altcoins at a dip for maximum multiplier potential? If you love content like this, make sure that you smash the like button, make sure that you subscribe to the Suppoman, and make sure that you hit the bell notification so you get timely content delivered to you daily. What is happening at the moment with Bitcoin? As you can see, Bitcoin has plummeted from over $52,000, nearly $53,000, and has plummeted to the mid 40,000s. Now, you will see that the price has been supported, propped up by the 200-day EMA. And funnily enough, what was going to happen was we were going to be seeing the golden cross occurring. And when the golden cross occurs, that's when it's full steam ahead. That is when we are in a bull market, fully fledged. And just before that happened, a little bit of a shakeout. Now, today happens to be one of the most significant days in cryptocurrency history. El Salvador, a country in Central America, has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, and they're using Lightning Network to facilitate payments for goods and services with Bitcoin in El Salvador. So this is an insane moment of history. This is currency adoption in a specific country. Now, as a result of said significant news, the market has been getting increasingly bullish. Like if you watched my video yesterday where I forewarned of a dip, the market has been rallying hard since July. Since mid-July, when we bottomed out of an accumulation phase, everybody's been getting really bullish and people have been saying, September, it's going to be different this time. No, it ain't different. So as I took you through in yesterday's video, the last bull market that we had a rally from July to the beginning part of September before there was a big dip. From mid-July, just like what happened this year, there was a quite severe bull rally in between July and the beginning of September. And the price went from $2,000 all the way up to $5,000. And then what happened? The price then dipped down. So there was an immediate, on the 2nd of September, price actually went from $5,000 down to $4,500. Very similar with what happened today. Essentially what happens, we went from 52 to 46. So if we look at the price as a tenth of what it is now, essentially the same thing happened at the beginning of September 2017. Now, what actually happened after the initial dip of 10% is over the course of the month, the dip actually ended up being 40%. So we saw throughout September 2017 that the price went from $5,000 all the way down to $2,920. So is that going to happen this time? It could happen this time. But what I would say is back in September 2017, this was the accumulation phase, the phase that we have just gone through between May and July. So as far as I'm concerned, what happens now should not be a significant dip. It should not be in another accumulation dip because I think the big money have already gotten in. I think this is like a final shakeout or one of the final shakeouts before the big run up at the end of the year. So if I just show you quickly how I think it's going to manifest by the end of the year, I think it's going to look like this. The last 5% of the market is going to see the last 95% of price action. So what it boils down to is I don't care what is happening right now. I don't care about the dip. This is really a great time to buy into cryptocurrencies that you may not have gotten into. Solana and Fantom have oddly continued to grow despite the fact that the rest of the market has gone down. And something that I have actually been looking at is the Fantom ecosystem. So Fantom is growing dramatically. We had a Solana spike when Solana started growing in February, March time. And I foresee that we could be seeing a bit of a Fantom spike at some point. So one cryptocurrency I've been looking at is one called Taro. This is a decentralized lending platform that gives amongst the best yield on the Fantom network. Now, this very recently went up to nearly $4.50. It nearly 4x, and that growth has been stunted. So I'm looking into this, and it's maybe something that I get into, particularly as DeFi 3.0 really begins to heat up. But the one that I want to bring you today is this cryptocurrency, Velasquez. Velas is the latest cryptocurrency that is being built and marketed by the Bluezilla team. Now, if you had watched my video from last week, you would have seen I spoke about Velasquez when it was 5.9 cents. From that point, it actually over 4x'd, and now it has slightly retraced. But Velas is essentially a high-performance blockchain forked from Solana that does 50,000 transactions per second and 1.2 second block finality, which is amongst the fastest, if not the fastest, blockchain network currently existing. So Velasquez is coming out on the 22nd of September. It could come out after the damage has been done, should there be damage in September 2021. But what is Velasquez? Velasquez is essentially a deflationary launchpad for the Velas blockchain. So as I said, the Velas blockchain is a Solana fork. Today they launched Wagyu Swap, and Wagyu Swap over 50x'd on launch. And it didn't just spike up to 50x and then retrace. It actually went up to 50x, went down to then 35x, and then went back up to 50x. So it's a sign that these cryptocurrencies from Velas could actually hold strong for the future. So being in Velasquez means that you could be leaving yourself open to 30 to 50 X's or more, because Wagyu Swap is going to be the DEX of Velas. So anything that comes out on Velasquez is likely to be the first of that particular type of cryptocurrency on the Velas ecosystem. So it's a deflationary cryptocurrency, which means that demand can overtake supply, therefore leading to appreciative value. And as we have seen with every single launchpad so far that has been launched by Bluezilla, that has happened. Now, Velas has actually created a $5 million fund for ecosystem growth. They are wanting for projects to build, launch, and exist on the Velas blockchain. And Velasquez is essentially going to help build out that ecosystem. So this is where money is going into these projects. So how it's going to be deflationary is as follows. Taxes, staking rewards, and that's possibly going to be staking rewards in Velas. So you could be paid in Velas, like on ETHPad, you get paid in ETH. And then burning. And that is how it's going to deflate the token supply over time. Now, this is part of the Bluezilla consortium, okay? So they are building and marketing a range of projects. So they have already started with launchpads such as KCCPad, ETHPad, TronPad, obviously BSCPad. They have helped out with Wagyu Swap, they're helping out with Velas, they helped out with CrossWallet, and with a number of really hot projects launching in the ecosystem. Now, with Bluezilla behind Velasquez and potentially the Velas projects launching via Velasquez, we could be seeing good multiplier potential. So Bluezilla is a factor to acknowledge if you are considering investing in Velasquez. And then the starting market cap. So they have said less than 100k market cap. If we just operate on 100k market cap right now, if it was to achieve the same value as ETHPad, and ETHPad is very, very new. If it was to achieve the same value as ETHPad, it would be 150x, TronPad 250x, and of course BSCPad 1260x. Now Velasquez is relatively unknown. Obviously BSC projects are really the most famous of all the projects that have been launched via Bluezilla. However, over the course of time, if Velas ends up getting whale money, getting whale interest, and spiking up and going further up the rankings of the cryptocurrencies, then we could actually be seeing Velasquez increasing in demand also. So I want to get your opinion. What do you think of Velasquez? What do you think of what is happening in the market right now? Are you scared? What are you buying? And what do you want me to talk about if it does actually continue to dip throughout certainly the first half of September? Also, don't forget tomorrow that there is the immutablex sale. So I brought you the presentation on Immutable X last week, you had to have registered by the 3rd of September, so hopefully you will now be waiting to enter the waiting room to be able to get Immutable X, and this one I think is going to be a huge powerhouse in the NFT game. So that concludes today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and if you want more content like this, be sure to watch the next episode of the Suppoman Show. Till next time, it is lights out, all out.